Okay. Sometimes the greatest form of love is preparation, whether it is protecting your health, your family, or your future. Prevention matters more than most people realize. Today's guest has spent over 2 decades helping people prioritize their health and is now bringing that same heart for service into the life insurance industry. We welcome back to the Women of Insurance podcast, where we spotlight women creating impact through leadership, entrepreneurship, service, and financial education. I'm your host, Ezra Johns.
And I am Tiffany Choi. And today we are joined by the amazing Esther Adame. Esther is a registered dental hygienist with over 20 years of experience in the dental field. That's where she's dedicated her career to prevention, patient education, and compassionate care. In addition to dentistry, Esther is also building a career in life insurance industry that's helping families better understand protection, stability, and long-term financial planning. Esther, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome. Now, before we get into business and careers, we'd like everyone to get to know you first. Who is Esther outside of work? Tell us
Well,
a little bit about your background, your family, and what matters to you personally.
definitely. Well, I am a mother of three with a bonus, amazing, beautiful bonus daughter. And so we have combined four kids and married the love of my life, Hugo Salazar, last Thursday. And we've been together for about 5 years, and 2 years ago proposed. And it's like, we just have to find time. We got to get married. We want to be together forever, grow old together. And ultimately, that's what life is about, right? To spend time with people you love.
Mhm.
And so from there, we've been just building. And one of the things that I feel like I shifted as well and transitioning into becoming a licensed agent as well was him, because I saw the way he talks to families, the way he educates people. It was just very, very passionate and patient. And that's what made me fall in love with him and the business. Just because he's very well versed in that topic. And I'm like, every time I'm picking his brain, I'm asking him questions. When I was studying for the exam, I was like, well, this and that. And he just, instead of him like telling me stop talking or stop asking, just study, he actually took the time to explain everything very patiently. And so I'm also trying to bring my daughter, and it's like something that we feel like we would work together really well as a family, just
For
because it's
sure.
a very rewarding career as well. It's
Nice.
not just a job or your field or your license, but it's a very rewarding career because you're helping for the long run.
For sure. That's beautiful. I love that. That gave me the butterflies.
I know, I'm like getting chills. It's so special.
That now that's the real, like, forget the Disney movies. This is real life, guys. So for you ladies out there, find yourself a supporting partner who you can do life and business with, right? How would, Esther, how would the people closest to you describe you?
I would say recently, I mean, I was not like this very patient. Life had to like really hit me to
Mm,
be able to become the woman I am now.
mm.
Because I was very like not spoken, like the word shy had my picture in the dictionary. That's how like very shy and like behind the scene, like I wouldn't even want to show my face on anything. But I feel like now they see me, and again, coworkers of mine, they tell me, you look like this very powerful, humble woman that I just love to talk now. I don't know why, but I just love to educate, whether it's at, as a hygienist or if whether it's in like life. It's just talking has become something that I feel like I need to do now because it opened up so much. In me being able to explore other things as well, like asking questions and now I'm like I'm asking questions for everything because I don't know everything. Even in hygiene, I'm like, it doesn't matter if I'm 20 years in the field, I'm still learning. I like to take CE classes like at least once a week to
Mm.
be able to continue further my education in hygiene. And sometimes I also log into some of the F&G. They have webinars or workshops, and it's something that I just like to learn. And I just feel like it'll be a lifelong learning for me.
Nice.
Beautiful. I know you kind of talked about how learning is so important to you.
Mhm.
What other values have guided you through your life and through your career?
Faith. Number one, my faith has guided me because I know that at my roughest part of my life, God has always been there for me.
Mm,
He's the one that's guided me through it all, even though at first I wouldn't see it. I felt like things were going opposite of how I wanted things to go. But actually, now I thank God for what I went through to be able to become the person I am now. Because without those struggles, I probably wouldn't have known what I know now, and I probably wouldn't be where I am now.
mm,
So my faith is my number one thing value that I truly truly try to stand by because without any of those struggles, without God, I wouldn't be here.
for sure. Faith is one of the grounding foundations, and you can really see that. I've been watching your social media
Mhm.
and just tapping in here with like our, other business partners, but like you said, you look very grounded, very empowering, and I'm like, I want to be like her one day. I want to
No.
be like her when I grow up. So I admire you. And I love hearing how grounded your foundation is because, you can really see those values, like how those values like carried you. And like
Yeah.
you stated, you considered yourself shy, but now you just love speaking. But speaking of that, let's maybe talk about how your journey into dentistry began. What originally inspired you to enter the dental field?
Well, it was going to be either medical or dental. My sister went through the medical path, and I saw how she was struggling to even try to um, find a job. So then I was like, okay, let me go to dentistry. So that was back in 2006. And I think you guys were like babies back then.
I just graduated high school, let's just say.
No. Oh, 2006 was when I started going into my career in dentistry. I started as an assistant,
Okay.
and I had been going to same office and everything. I loved it. I just loved the way dentistry was very rewarding. I have seen the transition from developing X-rays with the oil, the liquids to digital X-rays. So I have seen an evolution in dentistry that I'm very like wowed about. Like so many different things have gotten better in dentistry. Um, and then in 2023, Hugo very supportive husband, he's like, life was getting harder and the economy was not getting, the cost of living was just very bad, right? So I was like, I'm not gonna I can't survive in an assistant salary, dental assistant salary. So what else can I do? And he's like, well, just go back to school, do hygiene. So he was the one that actually kind of like pushed me to look into, going back to school. So I was like, I don't know. I felt in my mind, I felt I wasn't smart enough for that to go back to school. And it had been 20 years since I'd been in school because I graduated high school in 2022. So from there, it's like we looked into going back to school, signed up and everything, and finished the program a year and a half later. And
Wow.
actually, no, I went back in 2022. In 2024, I graduated. And I was like, I tell my patients, I'm like, I don't understand why I didn't do it sooner. So I'm very, very passionate hygienist. I love to educate my patients. I tell them exactly what can happen with not being having good hygiene. The
Mm,
the bacteria travels to your brain, to heart, to your heart, to your lungs. And it's just something that we can stop in the mouth. That bacteria has been linked to Alzheimer's, diabetes, and it's just something that kind of connects as well, really well with life insurance. So it's like I'm seeing the connections as well.
yep.
Wow.
So yeah, my patients sometimes I talk their ear out, and a few times that I've heard my patients say, I'm like, they tell me, I've been coming here 5, 10, 20 years. Nobody has told me anything you've told me.
Wow.
And I'm like, I just, like, I talk their ear out, or I teach them how to floss, I teach them how to brush, and I tell them, don't be embarrassed, because I put myself in their shoes. I said, my mom, my dad, they just handed me a toothbrush. They didn't
Mm,
teach me how to brush. They didn't teach me how to floss. So I'm not going to embarrass you for not knowing, because if I don't teach you, who else is going to teach you?
Mhm.
So I put myself in their shoes, and I teach them how to angle the toothbrush. I teach them how to floss because it's not easy. I tell them flossing is not an easy task. It's a boring and tedious job, but
mm,
we got to do it. So
Mhm.
I really try to, bring myself down and to their, level of understanding in dentistry. So I got to make sure that they're taken care of. And from there, hygiene has been a little rough too, though. I actually got fired from my first office. I don't know if I want to say this,
Mhm.
but there's a good phase and a bad phase in dentistry, unfortunately, where, if you're not like a top producer, you get let go. But then that right there was also another miracle from God, because I know I'm not there for I am there, obviously it's my job. I make money, my hourly pay, but I'm not there to I'm not going to be there to try to make commission from patients, because that's not I'm a professional, and I'm not going to make commission from you.
mm.
So it's like I'll sell a toothbrush if the patient needs it. I'll sell a product if the patient needs it. I'm going to educate them, and they're
Mhm.
going to be making their own informed, decision on
Yeah.
things. And yeah,
Mhm.
but dentistry, like I said, I'm very passionate about it. I love it. But then also there's also things where, like, being in a position of like cleaning, teeth, your head is down, your neck is starting. So I have a bulging disc.
Oh no.
So it's like one of the things where I want to transition, maybe work less days in dentistry to
Mm.
Mhm.
focus and put more days on this my life insurance license, and just be able to transition slowly, because it's gonna be tough though, because like I said, I just love talking to patients too.
Thank you so much, Esther. I think you really shared how like your mindset and having that support really can help like project you to another level from the assistant to hygienist. And you talk so much about education and like what you share with your patients, it really revolves around prevention
For
and
sure.
education and helping people before those problems get big. And honestly, I think that really, really connects so naturally to our insurance industry.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead.
I know, yeah, that prevention and education is something that just go hand in hand with both.
Mm-hmm.
for sure. And I've actually worked at the dental office. I was a treatment coordinator,
Oh,
and
wow.
they did fire me as well because
No.
they tried pushing me to really just be about sales and
Hmm.
forget about the aspect that there's a person here and the health is first,
Oh,
right?
sure.
Um, and I was just too honest for my own good, but
Yeah.
actually it was for my good because
Yeah.
once you realize that it's not a good fit, then it's not a good
Right.
just
Right.
pivot,
Right.
right? And
For sure.
there are people in the dental field that have a heart of gold, like you, Esther, who are
Mhm.
really about educating and empowering. And I love the fact that you're tapping into the insurance industry and bringing those values and your worth and your knowledge and your skill set to the industry. Now that it's been your first year in the industry, what made you see yourself in this space? Like, was there a specific moment or realization that made you like feel called to the industry? I know that, your now husband has helped push you to continue in education, not just in dentistry, but also to take your tests to get licensed and certified
Yeah.
with a state. So, was there any like aha realization besides watching him, something for yourself that you were like, I can do this?
For myself, yes. One because reading a lot of like threads like forums in dentistry and hygienists, it's like so many hygienists are burned out to where they don't want to be in dentistry. They've been doing it 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 years, and they're complaining about their backs. They're complaining about not being able to have a retirement plan because in dentistry, it's not the same as medical. Medical takes care of you. They have a 401k, they have a retirement plan, whatever. And dentistry, it's the complete opposite. Either it's done by a company if you're in corporate. If you're not in corporate, then you really are basically on your own.
Yeah.
So that was like the aha moment, like, okay, I know I love dentistry. I've been doing it for 20 years. It's the only thing I know, but I need to start pushing, looking into what else can I do. And I looked at other things like everyone wants to have their own business, right? So I looked at other things and I'm like, no, this is I can work along with my husband now and we can lead our partner up and we are going to be a power couple, a good team and, be able to just work together. And I just feel like that was the main aha moment, where I need to start looking into what's going to make me be able to further in this career.
Wow.
Mhm. I love that. I love
That's
how all three of us are um, building a business with our partner, and I think that's so powerful to hear from the woman too, from
Yeah.
the woman side of things.
Hey, it's a good way to also be like, what are you doing, babe? Well, you're doing what I'm doing. Hello.
Yep.
Are we
Yeah.
doing this meeting together or what's up?
Uh-huh.
Or those moments where you're like, can you please just can you take care of this for me? And like we
Right.
have that trust in him that they can
Mhm.
be our teammate, you
For
know? So the comforts.
sure.
Um, Kind of pivoting. So I know many people think about insurance just as like policies and numbers and like putting up numbers, but for a lot of us, it's about protecting families
Mhm.
and creating that peace of mind. What does protection mean to you personally?
Well, protection goes beyond just obviously the living and the death. It's being able to be prepared. Because ever since I was in my mid 20s, I started with a term policy just because I knew the importance. And I guess I must have been like this weird, like very think of the future type of, young adult back then, to where I just knew that some type of protection was better than no protection.
Mm,
And then from there, I transitioned to a whole life and then to permanent. So then I just feel like being protected is not just about myself, it's thinking about your future self and your family, being able to teach them as well. So, yeah,
Yeah, that's great. Like you stated, you love educating people, and that's a very transferable skill. Do you feel your years of educating and working closely, with patients help shape the way you now communicate and build trust with families in your insurance conversations?
definitely. It's opened up even more actually to be able to talk to them more um, in depth of certain things like with their health as well. Because I'm already asking those questions at the office, at the dental office. So it's opened up to me being able to be comfortable to talk to them um, on a more, more professional provider level, like I suppose.
Mhm.
And kind of what skills do you think carried over from dentistry over to insurance? And
May
how does your healthcare background shape the
that,
way you use
yeah,
empathy?
that would be like the medication that they're taking, the conditions that they have, to be able to ask the right questions. And I'm still fairly new to the life insurance industry, so it's kind of, building up more confidence to be able to know, to call the provider first, to call the insurance company, make sure that they will be able to be covered instead of just applying. So, things that I learn every day or as I talk to clients will has also helped me a lot in that aspect and like their health, their medicine, the medication that they're taking, their everyday life. Um, yeah,
Wow, that's actually a big one that I've been learning recently, and you just grounded it for me, Esther, because Tiffany's like, hey, if they have certain things in their medical history, you can
yeah,
call in our provider and say, what's the likelihood, right? Or what should I put them as to get the best chances for them to qualify for a policy?
for sure.
And you just reminded me of a skill that I kind of forgot, which was a treatment coordinator. We couldn't give a
Mm,
treatment unless we knew their medication, right? So
right.
I'm going to be applying that skill set. Thank you for the kind reminder. My aha moment of like, oh yeah, is let's just say I've been in a place of like scared to
Uh-huh.
ask those questions
Yeah.
when it's just qualifying questions.
Right, right.
But yeah, I'm gonna practice that. That's my homework. And
Yeah,
there goes growth right there, right in the moment. That's
yeah.
growth, you guys.
And I learned that from one of our providers workshop actually that they mentioned, call us, call underwriter. Don't be scared to
Mhm.
call us and write down whatever medication they're taking, write down whatever condition they're having. And I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, I'm gonna write that down because I'm gonna apply it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah,
We have a bunch of, and that's great. Like we have a bunch of resources out there.
yeah, for sure.
So all the agents, you have a product, get to the main people who are doing the underwriting, helping you
Yeah,
out. It's
yeah,
ask questions. If your
right.
team leader doesn't know it, if your teammates don't know it, go to the direct person who purchased
Yeah,
the product,
yeah.
right?
They'll
Um,
know. They'll have an answer.
exactly.
Whether it's a yes or a no.
Yeah, and it's so simple. Instead of I'm like, oh my God, are they going to qualify? Are they
Right,
not? How are we going to
right.
wait? Or
Yeah,
playing phone tag, right?
that for sure.
That right there. That's a winning key right there.
Yeah.
It just saved me a lot more time, Esther. There you go. Again, that is growth right there. And I know that's like in every new chapter,
Yeah,
in our lives, it teaches us something new about ourselves too,
for
right?
sure.
So now I'm curious, what has this first year in insurance, what has it revealed for you personally?
Mm, well, it has revealed um I mean, it's not just it's so much of the potential to be able to be in this industry. It's like on the top of the list of careers.
Mhm.
So it's wait, can you ask the question again? Sorry.
I'm curious, what in this first year of insurance, what has it revealed to you, like about yourself, or what have you learned, like impacted you in a sense? Like to
Mm.
me, what you just shared, I was like, why am I not doing that?
Mhm.
Right.
You know, like another aha moment for you.
Um, yeah, well, it's been to be able to just share the information to family as well,
Mhm.
because Hispanic people don't usually prepare.
But yeah, I think you've covered a lot, you know. But since you mentioned in the Hispanic community,
Hmm.
you see a big disregard to educating our cultural communities in that sense, because I know in the Filipino community, some of the elders, especially my own like family members at that time, um, my mom shared with me over Mother's Day how, you know, she didn't really want to talk about life insurance my
Right.
first year into the industry. And I was like, hi, you want to talk? Hey, like, hey, support me. And it wasn't that she didn't want to support me. Um, her education on that was, oh my gosh, I have to talk about death.
Right.
So in our culture, we don't talk about people dying or on their way to die because it just might come true, like taboo type thing.
Taboo.
Right. Right.
Do you experience that in the Latino community, like in cultural side?
Most definitely. We think that once we get life insurance, we're gonna die the next month or something.
Uh-huh.
Or even, funeral plan,
Mhm.
because I have a funeral plan as well. So
Mm,
each thing that we have plays its role, a funeral plan, life insurance, term
Mhm.
insurance. So, Hugo has term, life, permanent, and a funeral plan
mhm,
because we think we need one and not the other. And we just want to make sure that we're definitely prepared. Same thing with the funeral plan. Oh, no, don't want to talk about that. I don't want to prepare because I'm going to die soon. But it's not
mhm.
about that. So being able to ingrain that to our family members or to other Hispanic families that it's you're leaving your family and even yourself prepared for the unexpected because we fear that it's going to happen if we plan, or we fear that it's going to happen. It's going to not happen soon if we don't plan.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, thank you for sharing that. That's deep and it's heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
Mm,
I feel like that's something that a lot of people don't real like think about when they're just first joining. They're like everyone's very excited to share
yeah,
about life insurance, and
right.
that really just kind of honed down for me too. I'm like, oh, sometimes like I would take it personally before, like, oh, how come they don't want to support me? But then
Yeah,
it's also you have to kind of dig deeper, like there
right.
might be some stigma or taboo that
Hmm.
they aren't sharing. And
Yeah.
Esther, what kind of advice would you give someone who's considering entering the insurance industry later in life or another, like after another career?
I would say to do it, and open yourself up to learning something new. Because certain things right now with AI and taking over, and I mean, I don't know if I should even mention that, but so many things are like being shut down, or companies closing, people being unemployed for AI taking over. And I mean, I don't see the financial industry being taken over by AI. It doesn't sound like it would, anything that I've seen or come across. Learn the field, and open up your mind to something new. because it's something that is very rewarding and something that definitely um, is something that's definitely worth looking into.
Do you have, we spoke about the Latino or Latina community. Um, I would love to see a movement. Do you have any any piece of advice or anything that you want to say to the Latino community about being in this industry, and the impact that they can potentially make for not just themselves, but for their families? You know, do you have a message that you would want to send out to them?
Well, yeah, I mean, from what I've learned as well, that there's a lot of Hispanics that are joining the industry as well, and more keep joining. And it's something that it was not meant, or not necessarily meant. It was only seen that it was for a certain type of, um, culture, where it actually already opened up to so many different cultures, Hispanic,
Mhm.
Asian, and all over. So I have seen so much movement in this area with all the other cultures that has been reaching out so many people. So it's the time to, just do it, and don't be afraid. Like I said, my name had the dictionary had my picture and the word shy. If I was able to open up and do this, jump in and do it, I feel like anybody can do it.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Esther. Um, Now we're going to transition to something a little fun and personal. We're going to transition, it's called rapid fire. So,
Hmm.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you this or that, and I just want you to blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. All right?
Okay.
You ready?
Mhm.
All right. Coffee or tea?
Tea.
Morning person or night owl?
Morning.
The beach or the mountains?
Beach.
Ooh, and what's your favorite way to recharge?
Sleep.
I love it.
One word that describes your mission.
Love.
Good one.
What's one lesson you live by?
Discipline.
Ooh, another good
Ooh,
one.
that's a good one. And what kind of legacy do you want to leave behind?
Legacy of love.
Ooh, L-O, love. I like that.
So simple. Man. Yeah, good job. I love those answers. See, now you
Mhm.
got love stuck in my head. Mm.
I did not know the true meaning and definition of love until I met Jesus Christ.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Still learning it. Still also, it's just amazing to experience that,
Yes, that truth.
right?
Oh,
And
yes.
that's a daily experience, and it's in
Yeah,
so many forms, right?
it is. It is.
So,
There's the many ways you can also demonstrate
exactly,
love.
exactly. You know, one thing I really took away from today's conversation with you, Esther, was your purpose. It comes down to love. It comes down to being a person of service, whether it's helping people through their dental needs or helping, families through their financial protection. That foundation of service and education and compassion is there. It's deeply rooted within you. I feel it, I see it, I hear it, and I
Mhm.
can't wait to see you, you know, up
Yeah.
there, to be celebrated,
Yeah.
celebrating you now for what you've done already. And I'm so happy to be a part of your life as a business partner, and just see you grow as a woman. It's very inspiring.
Oh, thank you for those words.
And
Thank you. And I look forward to being in your life, being in my life. And I see you guys all the time, and I'm rooting for you. all the way to the top.
Yes, and all of us rising together
Yes.
as supporting one another.
Yes, yes,
Um,
yes.
Thank you, Esther, again for joining us. I'm so grateful that you accepted the invitation to
Thank you for having
speak.
me.
I'm grateful to have you in our industry, in our company, and to everyone listening, make sure you connect with Esther and follow her journey. Um, her Facebook is Esther Adams. Her Instagram is at Esther_biz1. And then she is on TikTok at Esther_biz1.
And of course, if you enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like and subscribe, and please drop a comment and send us any feedback. And also share this episode with someone who needs to hear this message. Maybe it's someone who's looking for a different opportunity in transitioning, But thank you all for tuning in to another episode of Women of Insurance. We'll see you next time.
Thank you.